Kalingirika. Shiki piki laki po. Riki tiki takita. It is the end of a marathon for me. A 7-year marathon. I had a show a very long time ago in a galaxy far away on Telemundo. Say it with me. Telemundo. Where I was out on the air, meaning out as a homosexual. It was good and bad and successful, and I don't regret it. But as a consequence of that, I was sort of blacklisted from at least Hispanic media, and I couldn't get a job. I mean, not delivering mail in a network. I couldn't get a job. I was unemployed for a long time. Not a long time, 9 months. I ended up getting a job at the Doubletree Hotel, working as an operator, which actually turned out to be not that bad, but it just changed my brain because I would have been a bellboy. Because looking back, I was like, the bellboy is the one that banked all the time. I would be a bellboy now. And hold on, I'm drinking my Polyrachis Ant. That's right, I said ant. Then I got a job at MTV, Latin America, in their online department. I grateful again for that job, but that's not a gig for me. Then I worked for a company called 2C Media. No comment. Um, and then I was like, I'm a performer. I like to perform, and I saw an ad for Duck Tours, and I got a job. This was almost 7 years ago. In March, it'll be 7 years. And I started working for Duck Tours, and it really just, I thought it would be a temporary arrangement, but it really did change me as a public speaker and as a comedian, and for that, I am grateful. But I've been doing that gig for a long time at a pace that is just too intense for me. Um, that's about 10 to 12 tours a week. And I ended up getting a job with the Culinary Tours about 6 months ago. That's a great tour, but it's a different pace. It doesn't require rock star energy. And now I am lowering my load at Duck Tours to 5 to 6 tours a week, which is what I want to do anyways. I love it. It's like my stand-up gig, and if I could do one a day, it's the best. And then do one culinary tour at night, and that's a good balance for me. And as of September 1st, that's what's happening. Cheers. I am drinking a tea of Polyrachis ant. It is the new in vogue adaptogen. It's not even in the books, people. It's not even in the books. I follow this guy named Brandon Gilbert. He has a company called Hyperion Herbs. I don't know where it is, but he's very good. He's just on the cutting edge of, new age nutrition and health, and I've been into adaptogens for the last year and a half, 2 years. I've talked about adaptogens here before. If you haven't heard of them, Google them. There's a whole book on adaptogens, and as far as I'm concerned, it's the Bible. It really anybody can benefit from it, but 35 plus. Um, and Polyrachis ant is the new adaptogen on the block. It's an ant that grows in the mountains of China, and apparently they crush it. And um, it's the herb of kings. That's the tagline. That's the slogan. It makes me come like a gallon. What? Who said that? I did. No, it's really good. It's loaded up with zinc, and it's got all kinds of good stuff, vitamin B, all the. I love it, and I found two companies Hyperion Herbs has one, and Superman Herbs has one too. I'm actually drinking the Superman Herbs. I feel like I'm cheating on Hyperion Herbs. But it's because the Superman Herbs one tastes like bacon. And you know what? You can put bacon on shit and I will eat it. But speaking of eating, I tried to make a post yesterday, but I didn't, about customer service. Miami's not known as a great customer service city. Ironically, because this is a city that lives off tourism, so much so that it really doesn't accommodate anything else. But yet, people here have this attitude about not caring for the customer. That's why somebody like me ends up making money because when the person from Oklahoma comes in, I go out of my way to serve them. I get tipped well, usually most of the time. But as a consequence of me, myself, working in the tourism industry, I am very mindful of tipping accordingly. In other words, if you give me great service, I will tip you like a Rockefeller. And if you give me bad service, call the manager because I'm talking to him. Because it does require kind of a personal discipline. And I ate at a restaurant that's around the corner from here that I go to all the time. And just terrible, terrible fucking service. And it pisses me off. The same goes for cab drivers here. I want to do a whole itemized list of things not to do as a cab driver. I'm just going to tell you right now. Number one, do not be on your phone the whole time the customer is there. It's just rude. That doesn't mean that you have to have a full conversation with the person that's in your cab, but good morning, good afternoon, how are you? It's hot today. Just something, just project some sort of niceness. Number two, don't try to take an alternate route um, to deceive the customer. Number three, don't make up a fake rate. Okay, so the rate here in Miami is $2.50, and that's the starter rate. But some cab drivers here, you know who you are, start at 4.50, and I'm like, I caught two, and I'm just like, I mean, uh, I called the number, the whatever the company number. What number are we on? Four. If it's hot outside and the customer gets in, immediately turn on the air conditioning. Immediately. Just don't, it doesn't have to blast, but just change the temperature. You're working for tips. You're working for tips. The other day I got in a cab and it's Miami in August, so it's 110 degrees exactly. And sometimes when I go to Whole Foods, I bike there with the Deco bike, which is the system here, and then I take the cab. I take a cab back. So I'm with my bags. I'm like sweating, and I'm like, brother, can you turn on the air conditioning, please? That's my nice, polite voice. And he's like, no. I'm like, no, because your air conditioning doesn't work. No, because that's your policy. Just no. I gave him 10 cents as a tip. And I wouldn't have given him that. It's just was a change that I didn't want to wait for. Um, that's my list for cab drivers. I think there's more, but I don't remember. So yeah, customer service. It's just it's a no-brainer to me for a person. And the flip side of it is, as a person who serves, the customer is not always right. I'm gonna publish the book. That's gonna be it. That's it. I found it. The customer is not always right. Um, and there are people that are assholes in the world, but as a customer service person, you should bring that kind of discipline. I don't even know where I'm in this conversation, but I'm ending this